get this situation in the Southeast in the last few days. Citizens, residents responding to sit at home either by compulsion or by respect, and the political leaders appear currently much success that should not be so. We'll be focusing, as we told you earlier, on the Southeast, not just the sit at home, several issues within the context of the Nigerian Federation, but from the Southeast perspective. I have two gentlemen with me in the studio to take a look at these issues. Chief Chidozie Ezugwa is the chairman, Eastern Congress. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning, Nigerians.
He's joined by Professor Charles Nweka. He is the Secretary, Igbo Elders Consultative Forum. Thank you so much, Prof, for joining us.
Thank you, Amechi. Welcome, Nigerians.
So let's start right away. The sit-at-home has been on, despite confusion, despite caused by the political leaders, that it should end. What does it mean to the Southeast? A lot
because it paralyzed the economic activities, and then it also increases security challenges. But having said that, the basic question is, why do people agree to sit at home, despite the appeals by political leaders, by governors and so forth? The truth is that people have lost confidence in their political leaders. They no longer trust them. And that's why the non-state actors have taken over the stage. And you see, the leadership, it signifies leadership failure in the Southeast. You see governors making efforts, compelling people to come out, but people refuse. What does that show? They need to go back and think. Why is it that we are asking people to come out? They refuse. It means a vote of no confidence. Why would people pass a vote of no confidence on their governors, on their political leaders? Because they believe that what their political leaders are doing are not what they elected them to do. That leadership is supposed to influence. You don't use force. As political leaders, they are not managers. Leaders, you influence. People obey you. People show loyalty. But in this case, people are no longer doing that, simply because they believe that their political leaders have betrayed them. And instead of trying to find out why people refuse, they are using force, threatening brimstone and thunders. It doesn't work like that. You see, according to according to Machiavelli, he said that a country that gets a leadership that it deserves, there's no limit to the level that country will develop. He said that leadership is major cause of the rise or fall of any nation. And the moment you don't get the right leadership, even if it's an organization, it crumbles. And that is what is happening in the Southeast. The people of Southeast haven't been lucky enough to get the political leadership they desire. And that is why you're having this problem. So you see, non-state is people obeying non-state actors. That is not good enough.
Yes, Chief Ezugwa, non-state actors dominating in the Southeast is against the state actors, is against constituted authority.
Yeah, when you create an opportunity for that to happen, so it goes on. It happens anyway. I did say that here in one of these, days when these things was about to come up. I did mention when they are having these issues of security, when the Southwest were having their Motoko start trying to establish that, then they were playing politics in Southeast geopolitical zones. When the
politics in what manner?
Politics in the sense that they didn't really want to come out and establish that authority and hold firm grip of the leadership, and to reach out to the people and create that confidence that yes, this is what we want you people to do. You are defending us. You are there to, defend the interests of the geopolitical zones. There is a lot of politics that comes up in that period, because they seem the non-state actors establishing kind of authority with the ECN taking over the protection and defending of the Southeast. They saw it as a threat and came up with the one they established called Ebubago. That Ebubago is still functioning up to today.
From our records, it's only in the Ebonyi state that Ebubago is up and running.
Well, I don't know about other states.
It's part of the issue. So, you mentioned politics on the part of the leaders. There was a joint the Southeast Governors Meeting resolution or decision rather that Ebubago should spring up. Only one state. Why are they holding back? You also mentioned that Moteco and the yearning of the people that a similar thing be established. No action, and all of a sudden ESN surfaced.
That is where there is this deceit. You understand what I mean? If they are serious, they must fund it. They are not funding it. You know reasons why the chairman, the person they pick as the chairman of that organization, later decided to resign and throw in the towel. But at the end of the day, out of frustration, because all the states are not coming, they are not serious in making sure that there is a welfare established in an organization. You know, that call it vigilance, they call it anything that people can now look at as yes, that the political leaders are doing something. Not only the level of governorship, those we have at the National Assembly, those we elected to represent us, they are not doing anything to demonstrate to us that they are not doing much. They are not doing something. They are not doing
of the action is.
I don't know what you mean, but they are not visible. They are not visible. That's why the non-state actors have now saw that as an opportunity and take up. Now, what they're supposed to do, and they are not trying to do, take it in that directions. Coming out to compelling people to come out and normal way, you are just wasting time. They must have to engage them. The communities, you have BPG in all different communities.
That's the president general
of the different
the Community Development Association.
Yes, and you have to engage them on the town union meetings. The government, they are there sitting. I don't know whether they lack ideas or whatever. You must go back, because some people have committed such a blunder. You still have to go back if you must take the authority. You must go back again and start work it again. Coming out in the street to tell people that you must come out, and that they will tell you that they are not coming out. They have the right under the Nigerian Constitution either to come out or not to come out, either to open their shops or business ventures or not to do that. You can't compel people by force. So now there is a fallout. That fallout is what we are now trying to see. We in the Eastern Mandate, Eastern Congress, we have been working day and night, trying to engage them, trying to make sure that this didn't go out of control. I know quite all right, in a couple of days ahead, these issues of Monday, Sitatum and all those things will be, taken care of, and we will not continue with that. So,
taken care of. Perhaps let me bring in Professor Nwekaku here. IPOB itself has issued several directives saying that Monday sit-at-home is a thing of the past. We have waived it, but it has continued. The latest statement suggests that there's a criminal organization or another organization different from IPOB with a sinister motive insisting that the sit-at-homes must continue.
Well, yes. First, let me continue with the issue of Ebubago. The Eastern Governors Forum set up Ebubago. Ago is called lion, and Ebube means charisma. But the Ebubago they set up is lion without a charisma, no legislation. Till now, no state in the Southeast has started legislation in order to, that is, legalize.
Even in Ebonyi State?
Even in Ebonyi State.
I think there was an...
I am not aware of any.
We will verify that.
I am not aware of any. You say you set up, that is, Ebubago. There's no legislation on that. So, as far as I know, it's still an illegal organization. No verifiable offices. As a matter of fact, the chairman of Southeast Governors Forum is the governor of Ebonyi State, and his elder brother is the chairman, but he resigned.
Of course.
You don't have personnel, no equipment. It's Ebubago by the word of mouth, and people don't believe that. You see now why, yes, IPOB has come out and said, look, Monday, don't stay at home. But there are a number of people. We believe that some criminals are actually cashing in that. But a majority of people believe that, look, we have a reason to stay at home because our security outside is not guaranteed. If Ebubago had been functioning, okay, if Ebubago had been functioning, yeah, people will have confidence. If they come out, they are sure. So Ebubago is not functioning. The other security agencies are not there. People believe that the security agencies are not there to protect them. So their protection depends on them. So why would they bother that somebody issued that thing? But as Chief Edozie said, efforts are being made to reach out to people so that this issue of sit at home on Monday, it's not helping any person. It paralyzes the
Okay, well, just to clarify, the Ebonyi State government has said that there is actually a law passed by the State House of Assembly. That's the Commissioner for Internal Security, Border Peace and Conflict Resolution, Mr. Cyril Okoro Emegwa, who said, contrary to media reports, that he has seen a copy of the law. Perhaps you have not seen it.
That he has seen. Where is it? He has seen. What do you expect from government spokesperson to say that Ebonyi has done that? I'm not aware of that.
I will still kind of verify.
I'm not aware of any time they sent a bill to the State Assembly. I'm not aware of the time a bill has a process. It has presentation period, first reading, second reading, third reading. Then from there it goes to the governor of assent. We are not aware of this. Was that done in overnight? Ebonyi, to the best of my knowledge, has no law backing up this Ebubago. And in other words, Ebubago is not restricted to Ebonyi State. It's supposed to be
it's operational in Ebonyi, but absent in the entire force state.
It is not even. If the chairman had to resign, who is operating it now? Who is the next chairman? Who is operating Ebubago in this thing? General Mahi retired, resigns. So who is operating Ebubago? And if Ebubago had been operating in Ebonyi, have you heard of any activities of Ebubago?
Yeah, we have heard of Ebonyi. They've made arrests and all that. For Ebonyi State, we can confirm that. Well, let me come to you, Chief Ezugwa. The economic loss. The governor of Ebonyi State, Engineer Mahi, said recently that each day the southeast is locked down. His estimation, the region loses about 10 billion naira. This is a region that is known for commerce, industry, but some say shooting itself on its foot.
Well, his comment was based on his own,
estimation, calculations.
But yes. I feel that yes, we lost a lot of business, ventures and economic activities in the southeast. But the fact remains that there is something we are demanding. There is something people from the southeast are demanding. Let there be equity, justice, and fairness in that project. It does not matter the process you take in. The most important thing is the target we are going. Drawing attention of Nigerians. Yes, we are losing. We know that we are losing. But the fact remains that them to do. They themselves at that level are not those things.
And, what is expected of the leaders there? The head governor Mahi saying in that clip we played earlier that he will begin to do at home order. Have they done enough on their own?
That's what I'm saying. They have not done anything. That is why all these things we are just saying, trying to, show. You understand me? It's sure. Because if he's to, accept it, if we were to accept it that is, what is other orders of government within the state are doing? And what are they doing? They must have to be reaching out to the people, the traditional rulers, the religious leaders, and all the community leaders. Just like what I tell you, how many times have they been able to organize a town hall union meetings where the leaders in the government will come and begin to communicate with people and engage them? All these people that is doing platform that you can engage people, and they will listen to you. And you yourself, the governor, must be able to demonstrate that you mean well for them, that you are serious, that you are defending their interest, and not when you just wake up from the other side and you start saying anything you like, coming out to tell people to come out and without providing that security on the street.
Professor Nwekaku, now, if the political leadership have lost legitimacy, like I asked you, what of other levels of leadership, religious and traditional institutions? In your estimation, have they done enough? Are they sitting back? Are they sympathetic?
I think the religious and community leaders believe that what the people's reactions are genuine, and they expect the political leaders to do something, both at the state and the national level. I want to give you some instances. You see recently the electronic voting bill, the senators,
electronic transmission of
yes. You see that the senators representing us, a number of them, either they were absent or they didn't vote.
Yes.
Our people were not.
And some voted against it.
Some voted.
Yes.
A former governor who said that there were no services in his place. But we know that there are services in his place, in Abia. So people are not happy. You see the issue of Atukun grazing bill, which the southern governors agree to.
We'll come to that in the second part.
People are not happy. So the religious and community leaders think to believe that people are right. So they want a change of attitude from political leaders, so that when they move in, people will listen to them.
We'll go on a break now. When we come back, we'll try to interrogate whether there are possibilities of a hijack of this, and whether it will not come back to haunt the people that are indeed pushing it. Just stay with us.
When Dixon demystifying the issues.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Professor Charles Nwekaku, Secretary, Igbo Elders Consultative Forum, is joined by Chief Chidozie Zugwa, Chairman, Eastern Congress, and we are taking a look at developments from the south. Is not very pleasant. A whole lot of instability, insecurity, uncertainty from the southeast, and let's see how we can take it up further from here now. I said earlier before the break, yes, some people may be enjoying it. That's the conclusion at the initial stage, but there are fears that it can grow into a monster already. IPOB is even saying there are other groups with sinister motives also getting involved, hijacking the process. A lot of people point out what happened in the northeast at the onset of the Boko Haram. The same party was there, but it has come back to haunt everybody. Is the southeast now heading towards that direction?
Well, yes, if we decide to allow it to continue to fester. But I know quite all right that the elders in the southeast are not sitting down, folding their hands. They are reaching out to the people.
That is, if the elders are not
there. There are some people that they can listen to. They are doing what they're supposed to do, because in your place you don't have no other place other than where you live.
So there is some consultations.
There are some, not only consultation. There's a series of engagement day and night on that, and that's why I was saying, yes, your comment is right, most likely, because it started like this in Borno State, when people were taking them for granted, and the leaders there didn't move quickly to start engaging people. This time around in the southeast, some group of people, we call them young gunmen, where children were having exams, WAEC exams, and start shooting and disrupt the exam, going on. If they continue like that, the WAEC cannot return back to go and set the example. That set of children we have problem with their paper documentations whenever they are, going. So the issues of Boko Haram, no Western education will start to creep in. But I know that in the Southeast, we don't joke with the education. So I believe that as time goes on now, in a couple of days ahead, the issue will be, a thing of the past. I know quite all right that nobody is, keeping quiet on that aspect. It's affecting the economy. It's affecting our movement. Our people that have engagement here and there, people who traveled, land at the airport, they cannot come in and they cannot move.
That's stock.
That's new stock.
Let me get your perspective here, Professor Nwekako.
Well, our people will not allow the matter to continue. The elders are reaching out.
Perhaps too late in the day, some will say.
Not necessarily too late, too late, because if you see, for you to reach out and people listen to you, you must have a modicum of credibility.
Yes.
It's not just every elder. So the youths are watching. Every person, you see, literacy level in the Southeast is very high, over 70%. So people read. It's not like Northeast, where few people interpret for others what happened. In the Southeast, almost every person can read, can analyze issues, and so they are watching, and efforts are being made to reach out to them. And I believe that soon.
So you said in a matter of days?
Well, I wouldn't say, what I know is that by the special grace of God.
Then after this has been resolved,
yes.
Temporary peace, some may say temporary calm.
Yes.
What should be the long-term solution?
Well, the long-term solution is for the political leaders to sit up, to begin to do those functions they were elected to do, to see themselves as the representative of the people, not their own representatives. You see, we want a situation where our people at the National Assembly will from time to time go home and consult. The allegation we have that most of them are chasing contracts. And that's why a number of people were not available the day the important voting took place. And I'm sure you watch it. A number of them were not even at the chamber. Why? So the governors, they have to.
So you believe the political leadership in the Southeast, both within and outside at the federal level,
yes.
are disconnected in terms of the interests of the region from the people?
Exactly. People believe that they are not representing them. And the moment their attitude changes, you see that people will automatically change. But we are also appealing to our people that this sit at home is not helping any person. That we must stop it. There are other ways they could express their grievances. It mustn't be sit at home. It's not helping us, and we are appealing to them.
Okay. Well, one issue that we said we raise here is the issue of open grazing, anti-open grazing law. The Governors Forum, Southern Governors Forum, gave a timeline sometime in August.
September 1.
September 1, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, some states in the Southeast couldn't meet that deadline. Was it just yesterday or Monday that Governor Ugwanya of Enugu State signed the bill passed by the State House of Assembly? What's the situation in other parts? What does this speak of the Southeast? What does this speak of the political leaders and, of course, their intention to indeed work for the interests of the people?
That's one of those things, problem we've raised before, when you are disconnect from the people. And when you feel that all matters to you is how you enjoy the office, their political office, and relate with the people at the national level, you are not connected to the people. The people, I mean the state where you are being governed and the rest of them. By now, the entire Southeast must have passed that anti-open grazing. We, in fact, were supposed to spearhead it. It's only Enugu, maybe Abia. Then Imo State says that they have done that.
There's an existing law that takes care of that.
Yes, So what is remaining is Anambra and probably Ebonyi State. I believe that if they can put it together and make sure that this anti-open grazing is passed and being enforced, because I see politics there. The government that control the police might not lead the police to make sure that this is
to enforce the law.
Enforce the law. But we have, if we have the vigilantes and the people that we can,
and if you have a Budago, because in the southwest you see they are not
that is where they can enforce it. You understand? So as they are passing the law, at the same time these issues of state police matters a lot. Now, when the government is playing, federal government is playing politics, we are not going to have it. You can fall back on the vigilantes and use this a task force, a kind of a very coordinated task force, to make sure that this is being enforced. Because you cannot import crisis in different communities on the process of saying you are cow roots or grazing and the rest of them. This is what we have been witnessing since 2015 till today.
Or even before then.
Yeah, but not as visible as it is today. This you can see it happening everywhere. People are being killed. The impunity here and there. So I believe that if the government, that is why we are saying that the governors and the political leaders at the national level cannot do what we are expecting them to do. They must have to come out and make sure that this law is passed and they make sure that it's being implemented.
That there could be a meeting from in any way that tomorrow, but that's by the way. Your perspectives on the anti-open grazing, and the reluctance of some states in the southeast to see it through.
Yes, that is one of the grievances of the people, because in our place, in Igbo land, some people rear animals, goats, cattle, and this thing, but you don't allow your domestic animals to trespass to another person's compound, even in there. And so people want this. We don't want senseless killing and shedding of innocent blood. So that's why we want this law. If the southern governors, in their wisdom, had taken that decision, we expect
before they did.
Yes, we want our governors to implement it. Not just establish. Yes, it was said that Imo State had that law under Achiku Denwa. What happened? How come it's not being implemented? We wanted to put into play the mechanism for the implementation.
Do you think that law, I don't know whether I have seen a copy of the law, I have not. Do you think there are components of it that takes care of anti-open grazing? Anti-open grazing, as the government claims?
Yes, I haven't seen a copy of that law. I haven't seen it.
Sorry, I will come back to you. What does it say?
They were very definite on that. Livestock. You don't allow your own livestock to encroach on somebody's. Where it does that, you pay for the damages caused. You understand? So there is a very defined, especially I will make it available to you.
Yes, if you have such a law, it's supposed to be communicated to the people. You know that even the state governor of Imo State was quoted as saying that he wouldn't have anything to do with anti-open grazing and law.
No, I thought
he wasn't aware that one exists.
I thought he denied that.
But he has come out to say that there is a one in existence. Thank God that there's one in existence.
No, he came out to say there was one. No need for him.
Good. So let this appropriate for implementation, so that you have peace in Imo State and other parts of Igbo land. We don't want a senseless thing to continue.
You mentioned that the political interests of the leaders in the South appear to be too selfishly alienated from that of the people. Some believe the law of some, especially at the center, is at the bane that governors especially always pull back to take action that will be in the interest of the people, because they first of think of the wider implications for their future political ambition. Why is that so? Is it even a right thing in the first place?
That's why I'm saying that they are being selfish. You see what is going on. Wike has taken it, that's what I expected some of the governors to do. They have not been able to, I don't know whether they have time to read the constitution. Their powers, the powers of the governor as chief executive of the state, they have not been able to go through and know what their powers is, because there is a separation of power. Now, Wike, when the way you look at it, whether you like him or not, is taking a very good steps. He's challenging the government, the FIRS. He don't come to my state and mop up all the IGR, what is being generated, and on the covers of the government, federal government, then only to come and give me peanuts. Take for instance, in issues of where somebody said that he's not drinking alcohol, yes, we consume alcohol. At the end of the day, you now come, whatever that is as a VAT and alcohol will be used by those who do not take it. And then it turn around, we becomes a dumping, but that's not the issue. Until the governors begin to be proactive, challenge some of these things in the law court, they are rights. And the people will invest trust on you as a leader. But the moment you are now, when the government said, hey, don't do that, they will see us and others, you are busy trying to secure your office, your political distance, and you don't even know us, the people you are governing.
Okay, that's not Professor Wekak, why is it difficult to see of a governor Wike in the southeast, a governor Fayose in the southeast that are assertive, that are quick to take action? It appears is sit-down look that most of the governors in the southeast strategy, that sit-down look strategy that they have adopted.
Yes.
For instance, on this issue of value-added tax and the legal contest, some states have come out. Immediately Rivers started, Lagos came out. States have made pronouncements, categorical pronouncement. But instead, governor said it won't be in their interest if states should collect. But sat back, the usual sitting back attitude.
Yes.
Well, why is that so, especially with the political leaders in the South?
Yes, well, I'm sure you know about the iron law of oligarchy as propounded by Robert Nichels. He said that leaders, they have a way of perpetuating excess in power. And when their time is up, either they get their children to take over or they get surrogates to take over. And so you found out that most political leaders in the Southeast were not the actual choice of the people.
Thank you.
A number of them were imposed. And so you see them pursuing the interests of their paid masters instead of the interests of their people. And that's why they are reluctant. You can imagine that. This is the thing. I haven't had any governor from Southeast making well, apart from Okeze. The Okeze that he said that Okeze did not make any conversation.
Sorry, I have to cut you short. We have to let's allow Professor Wekaku to land on the point he was stressing.
Yes, I was saying that the people that our political leaders were not actually the choice of the people. And that's why there's problem.
They were not duly elected.
Yes, well, I wouldn't say, if I say not duly elected, they were elected, but as I told you, now iron law for oligarchy, leaders have a way of perpetuating themselves in office. If they are getting old or their tenure is ending, they get their surrogates to take over, who will be doing their bidding, and that is what is happening. And that's why, with all the things happening in the country affecting people in Southeast, their governors, do you see them coming out to say anything? Do you see them in National Assembly, except Senator Enyinnye Alaribe? Abaribe. Do you see them talking?
You
don't see them talking. When sensitive things are being discussed, our representatives will go out. When they finish, they tell you this did this. And so, this is the problem.
Also here, Senator Naman also speak up. They do speak up, maybe not as much.
The sensitive issues affecting the Southeast, our political leaders find a way of avoiding them.
And dodging it.
They dodge it. They don't talk. They don't talk. Let it be even that there's no action. This is the thing. I say, okay, like that. Have you had any governor apart from Okeze? Okeze, who talked, didn't? What you should have done is to sit down, consult his people working with him. What do we do? Do an analysis. How much is even is supposed to come to? He didn't do that. He just talked like that. So we want our governors, our political leaders, to sit up and know that they are representatives of the people.
Then the Southeast, the people have a duty to elect the people that will prioritize their interests. That's where it starts.
Yes.
If you elect the wrong person, garbage in, garbage out. The same.
The next election, you see what will happen in the Southeast. All these political detractors, I'm telling you, most of them will not come back. Because people are not happy. And I'm saying it, people are not happy.
But we need, Chief Ezeugbua, we need a credible, efficient electoral process, a smooth election process for the people to actually elect those that they desire, not those that will be elected that will be a product of manipulation.
Thank you for that question. It's very important because if you know what is going on in Anambra State now, nearly the major political parties are in court now. Name it, PDP, APGA, and the rest of them are in court contesting whether the process was incredible
for primary elections.
For primary, within themselves, within the political parties themselves. In other words, what does that demonstrate to you? That there is no internal democracy, like what Charles said before. Yes. Every attempt to impose on popular candidate. And whenever you have this kind of thing, what you can now see is people revolting. Watch out what is going to happen in Anambra State. Now going back to the national level, the INEC themselves, INEC must sit up so that people will now still have that confidence, that trust on INEC as an umpire. You don't say one thing today, tomorrow you change, and that kind of thing. And when people begin to
INEC has been steadfast, as it were recently, so, and we have to give it to them.
Well, until let us continue to watch out.
For Anambra.
Maybe they are being too optimistic.
Let us continue to watch out and see the end. If they can be consistent towards 2023 elections, and they remain consistent the way we are seeing them, then we give it to them. But the most important thing is that the collapse of any nation begins and ends with the electoral process. Go and watch so much all over the world. Crisis, revolution that comes on. When you're trying to use your tricks, use whatever you have to suppress people's interest, then what you're expecting is people to vote. Okay. So the INEC, no matter this manipulation going on in the National Assembly, whether they will allow the electronic transmission issues or not. But a few days ago, there was an election either in Ondo State or somewhere.
Delta State Assembly by
where they said there's one system that
model voter accreditation system.
Exactly. Electronic. If that, even if the National Assembly, because they were not going to pass that electronic transmission, because most of them went into the problem.
Okay, we're out of time. Where do you see the 2020 Southeast in 2023? One sentence.
Southeast 2023. Southeast, the political consciousness of the people have woken up to such a level that they will never allow anybody to mess them up again.
Okay.
You will see the crop of people that is going to come up at the national level and at the state level.
2023 is the time for the Southeast to produce the president of Nigeria. It is, if you come since 1960, the North-East, 6 years,
have to go now.
North Central, 18 years, North West, by the time Buhari completed 8 years, 17 years. Southwest 12 years. Okay. South 6 years. South is only 6 months. It is our time. Okay. And we believe that if
we have to go now.
Thank you so much.
Some point. Yes. He is Professor Charles Nweka and General Secretary Igbo Elders Consultative Forum, joined by Chief Chidozie Ezeugbua, Chairman of another group in the Southeast, this time around the Eastern Congress. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
gentlemen. And of course, we are hopeful and taking away the fact that you have confided in us that negotiations are on, consultations between the leaders and the people with a view to putting down the rising tensions in the Southeast. It will be good for the region and be good for the entire country. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Amechi Anofwe. Join us tomorrow for another edition.